Man, this sucks. I hate it. I hate it. Why do I have to do this, Mom? I hate it. It makes me feel so stupid. Why do I have a spelling test every Friday? Why? Oh, I hate Fridays. I hate it when she makes us pass around the test to make our friends correct our tests. It makes me feel so stupid. I hate it. Can I just quit school, Mom? This was a typical conversation I had with my mother and my father throughout my elementary school. As a kid growing up with dyslexia, school was a challenge and a struggle every day. Especially spelling and reading and writing. For those who don't know, dyslexia it's not an intellectual disorder, it's a neurological difference where there's some wires crossed and people have struggle with reading and writing. But it can be overcome, it can be mitigated by a lot of self-motivation, by a lot of mentoring, and a lot of encouragement. And I've struggled with dyslexia all my life and always will. It's a disorder that doesn't leave. But I know with the encouragement that I've had and the self-motivation I've had, I can follow my dreams and it'll not put me aside. It's really important to know what your insecurities are. But it's even more important to realize that you can overcome them. Because they do get in our way. They probably get in our way every day. And insecurities are generally small things that can be overcome if we reach out and get help and tell people about them. How are your insecurities holding you back from achieving your full potential in work, with your family, with your spare time? I'm sure a lot of people in this group have faced their insecurities by coming out here tonight. By joining, have you guys heard of this, some kind of step out program? Yeah? Great. I'm sure a lot of you folks have faced your insecurities with joining that. That's awesome. Perhaps I'm preaching to the choir. So I went off and did that course. And the course was a good course, but it didn't work out so well. I didn't actually pass. I was devastated. I didn't pass. I didn't really get along with one of the senior instructors, and they thought I needed some more work on my navigation. I was pretty bummed out. But I knew in my heart that I wanted to work for them. I knew I could be a good instructor, a great instructor with this school. And so I managed to do some kind of makeup courses, some side seminars to get qualified to go in and work in the field as an instructor. Finally, I've got my dream contract and my dream job. I'm leading my first trip in the Wind River Mountain Range in Wyoming. I find out more about the course that I'm going to be leading, and they tell me, oh yeah, and so at the end, we've got this paperwork, and everybody, you have to write, evaluations on your students, and make sure you have all that done before you come out of the mountains. So as I thought about that more, we had to write half-page, handwritten evaluations for all our students. Whoa. Someone that's not a good speller, handwritten means no spell check. This was going to be overwhelming. Oh my God. Can I do this? Can I do this? This was a huge insecurity for me. I didn't want to tell anybody I couldn't be a good speller. I knew I could be a great instructor, but I knew I would have trouble doing those evaluations, which were going to be like the last day of the course, day 29 of 30 in the wilderness. I almost gave up at that point. I almost came up with some excuse. I'm sure we've all come up with excuses because of our insecurities. I was about to come up with some excuse that I couldn't go. But I thought about it, and no, you can pull through this. So I had a great course, all course, climbing mountains, rock climbing peaks, swimming in alpine lakes. Greatest time, great students. Of course, there's a week left of the course. What's on my head? Evaluations. That's all I'm thinking about. I didn't enjoy my last week on the course because I was trying to prep for how in the world I was going to get through this. And you've got to understand, our backpacks are already about 60 pounds. Our backpacks are 60 pounds to 70 pounds. We're cutting our toothbrush in half to save weight. I was at the dentist the other day, and she's like, you really should get an electric toothbrush. It'll be great. You really, really need an electric toothbrush. And, oh, that's right. I forgot what you do. Okay, forget the electric toothbrush. We're cutting our toothbrush in half. We're cutting our spoon in half. Do you think I could tell my co-instructors or my students that I'm carrying a pocket dictionary? You got to be kidding me. But I did, because I knew I had to find some way to overcome this challenge and this fear of my insecurity. But with insecurities, what are we afraid of? We're afraid of being labeled. We're afraid of being rejected, made fun of, ostracized. Those are the things I grew up with in my head. I built up in my head that was going to happen to me if I told anybody about this. I'd had that so built up that I couldn't deal. And it came to a point. It's like, this is my job. I have no choice. I can't pass on these evaluations. These evaluations are used on their resumes. They apply to college with them. They go places. And so I went to my co-instructors, and I said, Peggy, Winnie, I need some help. I'm a horrible speller. Can you please proofread my rough drafts? And you know what they said? Sure, no problem. Bring them over. And in that sense, my passion overtook my insecurities. We're going to do what I like to call the face stretch. On the count of 3, for 10 seconds, we're all going to do the best damn face stretch we've ever done. I'm not even going to show you what it looks like. You're going to have to prove to yourself. And it's important that you look around and make sure everybody else is doing it. It's going to be important. Are we ready to do the face stretch? All right. We count of 3. Everybody for 10 seconds. I'll tell you when to stop. 1, 2, 3. Everybody do it? Okay, stop. Okay, do that. Shake it out. Great, excellent. All right. So the reason I do that is because I want to see your best smile ever. And you know, before you do things in your best way with your body, you got to stretch. And so now we're all stretched out. Let's see everybody's best smile. Oh. There's only one thing better than smiling a lot. That's having other people smile at you. Smiles are important. I'm a firm believer if we smile more, we'll create more happiness around us in the communities that we're involved in and the people we're with. And people will smile back more at you. I've been very fortunate over the last 10 years. I say fortunate because I don't believe in luck. A lot of people say to me, Shawn, you're so lucky. Look what you do. You're so lucky. I don't believe in luck. I tell them I'm fortunate, and you're fortunate. You're fortunate to be here tonight. You're fortunate to live in an incredible place like Penticton. You're fortunate because you create the opportunities you are in. Was I lucky to find my passion and travel and get paid to see the world? No, I was fortunate. I've created those opportunities. I've worked hard to get there. I appreciate it, and I know it's a privilege. So at the end of the day, I want people to focus on, and what adult learners, what we need to know, is that what's important is how strong our strengths are, not how weak our weaknesses are. Focus on your strengths. People will notice. You have a fear or an insecurity. Find your passion, build your confidence, and inspire yourself. Keep smiling.